Hello, everyone. It's Blue. It's in the middle of the night, and I couldn't sleep, and all I could hear was put something out for the collective. So that's what I'm here to do. So, like I said, I'm just trying to be consistent about uh, putting information out uh, via social media. I deal directly with my clients one on one, but I've been asked and guided to have um, a wider presence and be more available to the masses. So I'm going to do a collective reading right now, and let's just see what Spirit has to say. Spirit, thank you for this opportunity to serve. Uh, just thank you for the community. Thank you for the blessing. Thank you for the gift. And I ask you, my Orishas, my ancestors, my spirit family, to make it clear, make it plain for whatever needs to be shared with the collective. Amen and Ashe. All right, so where we going? Where are we going? All right, I think we're gonna go with the Dream Oracle and just see what comes from that. Um, I know personally, I've just been, I don't know, I've been in a very reflective state, just looking over the state of the affairs of my life. Um, I know that the full moon in Pisces has a lot to do with that. Um, I just feel like that collectively, us as a people, a collective, that we are now being ushered into areas of our lives that are foreign, that we haven't paid much attention to, and it's like Spirit is saying, yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to start looking at some other things, considering other options. The world is changing, and it's changing rapidly, right? And in a lot of cases, it's not changing in our favor. So we have to carve out um, what's going to work for us, and we have to start thinking about, you know, as far as the future and sustainability, of ourselves in the future. What needs to be done now? The message that I'm getting is that work needs to be not done now. I don't know why that card was still left up there, but evidently it must have need to be up there for a reason. That was the High Priestess card from my Hoodoo Tarot deck, which is one of my beloved decks. So let's go ahead and just see what instructions from the Dream Oracle deck that Spirit has for the collective today. This may resonate with you. If it does, that's wonderful. This may not resonate for you. And if it doesn't, that's wonderful. That just means you need to come back and check on a different day. Um, so, Spirit, I'll pull three. Just let me know what you want to say to the collective. First card out is Sex, Kiss, Hug. Face and embrace all parts of yourself. That's the first card out. Move that where you can see it better. Not sure where. There we go. Yeah. There we go. So that's the first card out. And that makes sense that that would be the first card out, right? Because of this Pisces energy. And it's saying to you, face and embrace, you know, every part of yourself. I know for me personally, and I would say even as a collective, we live in an environment and in a space where there are all of these protocols, um, all of these things and constructs that tells us how we should live our lives and how we should present ourselves to others, to be PC, uh, politically correct or whatever. And oftentimes that goes against our very nature. I may not want to be PC today. I may want to be as raw as fuck today. Um, I may not want to have to get up and go to church on a Sunday morning, even though you guys say I should go every single day. No. Um, and so embrace those moments. Be okay with stretching your ability to be authentically you and embrace those areas. So, and then with the sex, kiss, and hug, even from an intimate space, oftentimes we're told, even in our own bedrooms, how to conduct ourselves and how to conduct ourselves in relationships. Bullshit. Do whatever it is that makes you free. I absolutely do, and I have ever since I can remember. Which I know growing up in the South, you know, as a minority, as a black woman, in the Bible Belt, I was the antithesis of everything there. I'm a free spirit. I do what I want. I live on my own code and in my own way. Um, and whoever I want to see or date or sleep with or whatever, whoever that may be, that's my business and that's what I do. And what I do in my bedroom, that's my business. So I'm saying that to say that live life, figure out what your code is for your life and live that shit and do it, embrace it. Be authentic in your movement. Life is too short to be living for somebody else. Full stop. Next card out is the baby card. And it says reconnect with your innocence. You see how that shit keeps going right back? It keeps going back to that. This is so it. And I'm looking at, I can already see the third card because I have it here. But it says here, what does it say? Reconnect to your innocence. It's saying go back to being who you were from the jump before you started being programmed to be what these constructs and what people say that you should be. I've met so many people, you know, that come to me and say, you know what, I wish I could do what you do, but I'm just scared about what my family's going to think. I'm scared of, losing this, that, and the other. And it just comes to a point where you have to make that decision on, you know, are you going to live your life for yourself or are you going to live it for somebody else? And I finally made that decision. Um, and it's never been, I've never felt more free in my life. I'm at a point now, you have to get to a point where you don't have to give a damn about what other people say and whatever they feel about you. At the end of the day, you are responsible for your life. At the end of the day, you got to lay down and die for yourself. So make your life what you need your life to be. So when it says here to go back and embrace your innocence, it's like telling you clear the slate for yourself and don't rely on someone else to clear the slate for you. Clearly, you own that slate. You have the eraser in your hand. You have the ability to erase and then begin to write your life and your path. And do so as a baby. It's telling you just start over. It's okay to start over and start fresh and be you, authentically you. And then the third card that's out right now, follow in the footsteps, it's the guide card, and it says follow in the footprints of greatness. Footprints of greatness. If you know of someone who's doing and living the life that you want to live, they've already set the blueprint for you to at least get started. Because I sit here and I'm saying, live your best life, do it unapologetically, do it authentically. But some of us don't know how to even start that process. And so this card here is giving you the guidepost. It's giving you the guidance. It's saying, look at someone that may have already done it before. Someone that may move authentically in their own way, call their own shots about their life, right? So if you're needing that, if you're needing to say, okay, I want to do this, I just don't know how to start, I don't know how to erase that board and that slate and start all over, think in the recesses of your mind, who has been able to do that and live that way and do so unapologetically. That you can use that as a guide. Doesn't mean that you have to tailor your life to be exactly or to mirror their life exactly, but at least they can serve as a guide for you to do the same things. I know I sit up and I watch YouTube day in and day out, a plethora of different topics, different things that interest me, right? And I use those opportunities to watch different influencers, different readers, just people having different experiences in life. I use that opportunity, those moments, to help guide my path. I don't have this all figured out, but what I do know is that the day of me not living my best life to the best of my ability, that's over. It's time out for it. It's too tough. And what you have to do is start figuring out what's working for you, what's not, who's working with you, who's not, and start separating the wheat from the hull. You have to be able to make these tough choices and say to hell with everything else. I just heard in my spirit just now, there's somebody that may feel like that they want to do that, but they're thinking about the cost. Not so much the financial cost, but, uh, me having to start all over. I'd have to move, or what about my kids starting school in a new location and this, that, and the other? Well, if you have to make these changes, that the friction and the issues and the I guess trouble or the work that has to happen for you to make that transition, yeah, it may be uncomfortable for a second, but you have to look at the return of the investment of you making that change. You have to look at your short game and your long game. Yeah, I can be uncomfortable for a quick minute if I know that this is going to help me out in the long run. If I know that this is what I need to be able to sleep at night. Um, Many of you may be like me who sit up in the middle of the night and have things that you toil over, that you think about, and this, that, and the other. It's this time where you start making the plans to move better in your life. I almost feel like I'm moved to pull another card out. So I'm going to pull one more spirit and then I'll close out this reading. Okay, that just dropped and you look like you might want both. So let's see. First card out, or next card out, lottery. Bet on yourself. Do you see what they're saying? It can't be any more clear. It's all about, we hear all the time, you should, always consider others and this, that, and the other. And yes, that's true. But it is okay to be selfish about your life. It is okay to be centered around your self-growth, your self-worth. It is okay. This card that came out, the Spirit put out for us, bet on yourself. You can't help anybody else. You can't promote anybody else. You can't. What good are you to somebody else if you can't take care of you first? You got to be able to take care of you first. Next card, school. Examine your beliefs about being tested, right? So when you go through these tests and these moments, count it all joy. And while you're doing that, what this card says to me is stretch your thinking. Stretch your thinking. It goes back to what I was saying about living under the constructs that were set up for us. We're told how to respond to different things. We're told how to interact with different people. We're told how to respond to different stimuli. This here is saying for me to share with the collective, stretch your thinking. Sometimes you got to forget everything that you've been ever taught to be able to see things from a different perspective. So don't have yourself in such a box where you're unable to expand outside of that box. Expand. That's where growth begins. This is where growth begins. You have to expand your thinking. Collective, that is all that I have for you right now. Thank you for joining me. and for listening. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And please pray for me. And if you want to connect further, I can always be reached on my website at theempressspeaks.com. Have a good day.